Hey Fragheads, ako nga po pala si Gabriel Muyar and today we will review Kayaan Classic by Al Wataniya. Let's put it on a chopping block. Does it smell good? Does it perform? Do you want to know? Let's find out. I got this fragrance from Frugal Frags, and if you guys don't know, Frugal Frags is an e-commerce business that me and my girlfriend is running. 100% authentic and original Middle Eastern fragrances, so if you want to get yourself one of these, just go message the page and we'll gladly assist you. So, Al Wataniya. Al Wataniya is a pretty new Middle Eastern fragrance brand that has caught the frag community by storm with its release of the Eternal line, most specifically the Kayaan Classic, a dupe of Dior Homme Intense 2011. But with that being said, let's proceed to the presentation of Kayaan Classic. As you can see here, the box is sort of like velvety. It's not that velvety to the point that it has like fur in it, but it's textured. It has a different texture compared to other boxes that you see on designer brands or just Middle Eastern dupes. You can see here we have here a textured lining here at the front with Kayaan Classic right there, as well as the Al Wataniya logo. The top we have the Al Wataniya logo as well, and at the back we have Kayaan Classic logo right here at the back. As you can see, the box is pretty beat up because it's been a while since I've bought this, and yeah, I didn't really take good care of it, but the box is still pretty good. And you open the box like so. You can see here it's like at the front, but it's not textured. We have your Kayaan Classic and the Al Wataniya logo right here, and you get the bottle presented to you like this. The presentation is very premium feeling. As you can see here, it's like a niche. It's like a niche brand, you know. It's like a niche presentation with this kind of box where it just opens from the bottom to the top. We then proceed to the bottle itself. Now with the bottle itself, it doesn't really have anything to it, but it looks elegant. It looks so fancy. Whenever I show this to people, they think that this is expensive. This is absolutely expensive. They have no idea that this just costs at around like 1,800 pesos. It feels premium. It's very heavy. It's very weighty, especially the cap. The cap is metal. It's metal. It's really nice. I really like how simplistic it is. It's very minimalistic. It's very elegant. The cap doesn't snap in place, but it's very snug to the atomizer. And then of course, let's proceed to the atomizer and how it sprays. The atomizer is pretty good. Not really the best, it's just an ordinary atomizer that you get from most dupe brands. So, Kayaan Classic. Kayaan Classic is a dupe of Dior Homme Intense. Now, Dior Homme Intense is one of the best date night fragrances that a man could wear. If you're an iris lover like me, Dior Homme Intense is a must have. It's literally one of the best fragrances that you can have if you are addicted to iris. The newer batches of Dior Homme Intense has been pretty whack lately, especially with the longevity and the performance. The latest batch just don't last. Most people report that Dior Homme Intense just lasts at around like 2 hours, max 4 hours on their skin, which is absolutely ridiculous, especially for the price. I think it's 5,000 to 8,000 pesos, which is ridiculous as well, which makes people think, is Dior Homme Intense, the latest batch at least, still worth to buy? Well, in my opinion, with that kind of longevity and with that kind of performance, they're basically just robbing you off of your money. But then of course, here comes Kayaan Classic, which is in my opinion 95% close to Dior Homme Intense. I'm very familiar with the DNA of Dior Homme Intense, even though I don't have it. And I already had multiple decants of Dior Homme Intense before. I just don't have it right now because I used up all of it already. But Kayaan Classic is a dupe of Dior Homme Intense, most specifically the 2011 batch. Now most people say that the batch 2011 is said to be the strongest and the best Dior Homme Intense batch ever. We'll tackle about the longevity later, but for now I'll spoil you this lasts longer and this performs better than the original. With that out of the way, of course, let's proceed with the notes of Kayaan Classic. Since they're basically the same, I'll just use the Fragrantica page of Dior Homme Intense 2011. From the top notes, we only have lavender, but with the middle notes, we have iris, ambrette, and pear, with the base note of Virginia cedar and vetiver. The vibe that you just get from this fragrance is just elegance, formality, and seductiveness. It has slight vanillic nuances, but you mostly get iris with it. It is very powdery and it's just sexy. From the opening, this legitimately smells like Dior Homme Intense 2011. Hands down. It has that lipsticky or makeup baggy vibe that you get with Dior Homme Intense, and it's just addicting. Also, it's very high quality iris as well. Not one of those cheap iris ingredients that, you know, that's just completely different from the iris that we know. Also, it doesn't have an alcohol blast in the opening that most dupes out there have. Now to the mid, it gets even more aromatic and even more powdery. It's now getting some musky undertones to it as well, and for the dry down, it's just beautiful. It's woody, powdery, and aromatic, and it's just a spot-on clone of Dior Homme Intense. And for the performance of this thing, I get at about 2 feet of projection for 2 hours, and considering that the OG barely even projects for an hour, this is already a win. I also smell whiffs of it after 2 hours, and it starts becoming a skin scent at hour 5. Longevity is a solid 7 to 8 hours on me, which is above average, and it lasts longer on clothes at around like 12 hours on clothes. This is an absolute win, and you yourself should get one of these if you absolutely love Dior Homme Intense. This is literally the future of dupes, and dupes are just getting better and better each year. Who knows, if they can create this, the sky's the limit at this point for these dupe houses, and it's just amazing. That's all for me. If you guys agree with me, like this video. If you guys disagree with me, comment down below, change my mind. Also, if you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe please. Just hit the big red button down below and we'll be friends. Then again, thank you for watching and see you in the next video.